New Orleans in their home white with New Orleans embroidered across the front of the Memphis Grizzlies. First night of a back-to-back. They're in their road black with Memphis emblazed across the front. McGlure in trouble. Has the ball batted away from behind. Last touch by the Grizzlies, and it's New Orleans basketball.
Hornets come out early trying to get Jamal McGlure involved in the game. He likes to go across the lane with the one hand. Grizzlies, if they're active, they can get their hands on a lot of his balls.
David Wesley knocks it down. Wesley this season averaging close to 17 points a game, 16.8 to be exact, shooting 44%. He's playing the point guard position because of the absence of Baron Davis. But he really spends a lot of time off of the basketball on the offensive end. He doesn't necessarily always bring it up court. Here's Pau Gasol backing down. P.J. Brown fading shot. Pops out. McGlure touches it last in Memphis as a fresh shot clock.
Good move by Pau Gasol, playing against one of the better defenders in the league. P.J. Brown does a great job of scouting report, knowing who he's playing against. And Pau Gasol has his work cut out for him tonight.
Battier quickly. Here's Wesley Person. And the shot's short. And the Grizzlies come away with nothing as Mashburn brings it up. Mashburn will bring it up court quite a bit for the New Orleans Hornets. PJ down along the blocks fading, and the Louisiana native knocks it down. He's from Slidell, which is a suburb of New Orleans. So he's coming back home.
And loves it. That's a bonus for New Orleans if P.J. Brown hits shots for them. They don't look to get him involved in the offense a lot.
Went to Louisiana Tech, and the Grizzlies right now 0-3 from the floor, while New Orleans is 2-3. Now you may recall back in January, on January 6th at the Pyramid, the Grizzlies won by a score of 106-102 as Mashburn gets in the lane and a quick start for New Orleans. They trail by as many as 31 points before cutting and slicing and battling their way back in before falling by 4 points to the Memphis Grizzlies. A 22nd timeout taken by QB Brown. That was the second game of a back-to-back for the New Orleans Hornets on the heels of flying in from Toronto. And there was a lot of talk about New Orleans taking the Grizzlies lightly. Well, you knew coming into tonight that they wanted to get payback.
Yeah, different tone by New Orleans tonight. I was talking to assistant coach Stephen Silas before the game, and he said their game plan tonight was to come out and be as physical as possible against the Grizzlies. Beat them up, hold them, do whatever they could to disrupt them and try to get them out of their game because they know they can score, so they want to be physical with them.
You saw in your picture there momentarily Brian Hill, former head coach of the Vancouver Grizzlies. Here's Lorenzen Wright. Backs down, spins. In trouble, 10 of the shot clock, kicks it out. Jason Williams. Jason shoots over Wesley. 104 now from the floor are the Grizzlies.
Jason Williams breaks the dry spell. Nice one-on-one move to free himself for the shot.
Out on the wing, George Lynch. Up top, Jamal Mashburn. Here's Wesley firing. Too strong, long rebound, hustling, Battier. And it's scooped up along the sideline by George Lynch. And the ball was kicked. And so New Orleans has possession of the basketball. Under 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter, just underway in New Orleans on a Friday night. P.J. Brown swings it. Wesley. Here's Lynch, dumps it down low. Mashburn guarded by Battier. Mashburn takes him middle, spins, and it rolls in. 6-point advantage for New Orleans.
Mashburn, one of the best one-on-one players in the league, especially on the box. Can shoot the jumper, can handle the basketball well and get around you, having an excellent season.
Person curling, and Brown stopped him. Here's Gasol trying to work on George Lynch, and a whistle and a foul, and it is his first.
Mashburn one-on-one on the box. He's almost impossible to stop. Shane Battier is a great defensive player, but Mashburn has the size and the skills to score on anyone down there.
Battier has the ball taken away by Mashburn, and Mashburn quickly into the front court. Out on the wing, Wesley, it's a two. No. And Lorenzen Wright tracks down the rebound on the near side.
David Wesley, one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Always looking to spot up in transition.
Gasol underneath. Nice find as Williams found the needle in the haystack.
Nice pick at the elbow. Pau Gasol rolled right to the basket. Jason Williams found him. Those guys are connecting well on the pick and roll.
Here's Mashburn. Fading. Battier was draped on him. Offensive rebound, put back in a foul. McGlure will head to the free throw line as Lorenzen Wright earns his first.
Nice body position by Jamal McGlure. Jason threads the needle. Excellent pass to Powell. And every time Powell rolls to the basket, he's looking for the ball from Jason, and you have to, because if you're open momentarily, he will find you.
So McGlure heads to the free throw line on the season, 68%. And the first pops out. New Orleans won their last contest.
On the road.
Sold out crowd here at New Orleans Arena. Michael Jordan was in town. 87-75 over the Wizards.
And that doesn't surprise anyone. Sold out. Michael Jordan in town. That's everywhere he plays.
Lorenzen Wright faces up, now backs down on McGlure. Spins middle, double comes, uses the left hand.
Excellent move by Lorenzen. Jamal McGlure was waiting for him to go back to the right-hand hook. Lorenzen pump fake to the middle. Great move.
Grizzlies 3 of 6. They've made their last 3 after missing their first 3. Person, deflection, Lorenzen. Dribbled about as far as you want him to and handed it off to Jay Will.
Yeah, pick it up real quick and get it to the point guard.
He knew it too. Strong move. Gasol in the lane and one. And Pau Gasol exploding.
Excellent move by Powell. He's going to have the opportunity to do that tonight. They're letting P.J. Brown play him one-on-one on the perimeter. Put it down, get the ball up. P.J. can't block his shot up top. Excellent move, get to the line, opportunity for the three-point play.
So Gasol, 5 points on 2 of 3 shooting. Gasol coming off the 24 points against that impressive victory in overtime against the Pacers. In the corner, Wesley fires a 3 after the Grizzlies battle back to tie it. Williams quickly, the answer off glass, no. Wasn't a bad idea.
Just rushed the shot slightly, but he was open for it.
The dump down low. This is Mashburn. Battier with the forearm on him. Mashburn spins. Nice move.
And that's Mashburn's favorite box, because he can spin to the baseline and shoot the jumper away from the double team when they come to him. But the double team's not coming. He took his time, got into the lane.
Grizzlies definitely want to get up and down on the floor. They don't want to get into a half-court battle with New Orleans. Lorenzen Wright faces up under 10 of the shot clock. Kick out, deflected by George Lynch, and with 7 on the shot clock, it's Memphis basketball.
George Lynch, good hands. Wesley Person was open for the three-pointer.
Gasol handling the ball, left hand, sweeping hook, no. And last touch by Memphis. New Orleans basketball.
Shot clock running down, under 5. Pau Gasol had to go get a shot, and he's made that left-handed sweeping hook many of times.
Building still filling up here on the first night of parades here in New Orleans during Mardi Gras season, and Mashburn right now 4 of 5 with 8 points.
And Paul Silas, he's a coach that if he sees something working, he's going back to it over and over and over again. So we'll see Mashburn on the post the entire first quarter.
And a foul on P.J. Brown. Well, when you look back now to that 3 by Jason Williams, the Grizzlies have yet to score since Pau Gasol went to the line to tie it up. And it's been a 7-0 run by New Orleans.
The Grizzlies have to be careful. Despite New Orleans' size, they have to continue to attack the inside. Don't just give it up and start shooting jumpers.
In a hurry, Gasol, 3 on the shot clock. Shot doesn't go. Taken away, George Lynch and Mashburn. Memphis gets back. Wesley draws contact.
Wesley was able to free himself up. Jamal McGlure sprinting down the middle, making the defender make a decision. Either pick me up or guard David Wesley. Wesley was left open. Smart player. Pump fake, got to the free throw line, drew the foul.
You see the numbers on January 6th against the Grizzlies. Wesley took part in the 3-point shootout did not fare all that well as P.J. Brown leaves in favor of Jerome Moiso in his third season at UCLA. It's a tough task, that three-point shootout in which Wesley Person finished second. People don't realize how difficult it is.
It's extremely difficult. I participated in it and didn't do very well myself.
Craig Hodges won the year you did it. Here's Wesley Person from the corner. He was racking it up. And that ends a drought by the Memphis Grizzlies in a 6-point game.
A nice job of Wesley Person to free himself up.
Steal by Wesley. Got a deflection earlier. Lorenzen Wright takes it in the middle. Lorenzen with the hook, and the Grizzlies with a spark. It's a 4-point game.
Good job by the Grizzlies after the steal, getting the ball up court quickly before the defense can set, taking advantage of open court opportunities.
After trailing by 9, the largest lead for the Hornets, the Grizzlies have come back, and Mashburn quiets the Grizzlies' run.
What an offensive player. Can shoot the three, can post up, handles the ball well. He's asked to do a lot for New Orleans.
Person, no. And McGlure is there. He really does carry the load, especially with Baron Davis out. Mashburn slicing and tangled up by Battier. And a whistle and a foul. Here's Mashburn, one of just 4 players to average 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. He's in some pretty neat company. Bryant, Garnett, and Weber. First-time All-Star, and I spoke to him during All-Star weekend, and he said it was so important for him to be named to the All-Star team. He said it's been a goal for all 10 of the seasons that I played in the NBA, and to finally make it, he said it was certainly just a rich reward for him.
And it was about time. He was well deserving to make the All-Star team, and probably the last couple of seasons he could have easily made the All-Star team, but he didn't. Nice guy.
Mike Miller on the floor for the Memphis Grizzlies, and a whistle and a foul. And it's an offensive foul. Wesley earned his first. Mike Miller will trigger the basketball in. Just 23 years of age. He turned 23 on February 19th, just a couple days ago. Already in his third year in the NBA. In the corner, Michael Dickerson. Dickerson gets fouled in the corner, and he'll head to the free throw line, and he has played exceptionally well since coming back. This is his 4th game. He has been very active, and he shot the ball well from downtown. Dickerson, 4 of 8 over his last 3 games.
Bad foul by the Hornets, but Michael Dickerson was able to free himself up. He set the cross screen for Pau Gasol. The defense paid attention to Pau. Everyone sucked into him. Michael Dickerson flared to the corner, got the wide open three-pointer. And they tried to recover, committed the foul.
Lynch just picked up his second, so New Orleans native Robert Pack checks in. Michael Dickerson on the season. A perfect 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Now 4 of 4. And 5 of 5. And the Grizzlies trailing by 5. Jamal Mashburn has 12 of his team's 22. You talked about Mashburn and how the Hornets rely on him. Well, it is certainly true. Cutting. Pack handles it. 7 on the shot clock. Shot doesn't go. Loose ball corralled. Pack saves it. The throw down by McGlure.
Grizzlies show zone for the first time in the quarter. They got Robert Pack to take the outside shot, which is what you want. They couldn't get the rebound. Jamal McGlure, easy jam.
Williams looking for Gasol. Gasol underneath, reverse. No call underneath the bucket. Pack. Here's Mashburn going to work. Mismatch, Williams on him. Double comes underneath, and a whistle and a foul that time. And a whistle and a foul on Mike Miller. And so Miller in the books wearing 33, not number 50. Of course, he wore number 50 at the University of Florida in his 2 seasons there, and 2+ seasons in Orlando, wore 50. And as he mentioned, Eric Hasseltine changed to 33, did the Mitchell, South Dakota native, because Larry Bird's his favorite player.
I like that number 33. Looks nice on him.
I thought he was going to say he wore it because of you. That's Hersey Hawkins' number 33.
I would have liked to have heard that, but unfortunately, I didn't have as good a career as Larry Bird.
Not close. But I would think that you're pretty close. Don't you think?
No, not even close. I can't even be mentioned in the same sentence as Larry Bird.
You did play during the same era as Larry Bird, almost.
Yeah, we did. Came from the same conference, the Missouri Valley Conference.
Yes. Indiana State.
Bradley.
Yes.
But that's about where it ends, right there.
Gasol makes the first. Lorenzen right out, and Strohmeyer Swift in. Of course, Strohmeyer from Shreveport, Louisiana, has some 30 family and friends here this evening. And Gasol gets both. And the Memphis Grizzlies, despite that awkward start, trail by just 5 with 3:37 remaining in the first quarter. The Grizzlies on the season are 8-7 against the Eastern Conference Hawk. They've really played well. Dickerson goes for the steal. Pack underneath. And Moiso with the slam.
Nice pass by Robert Pack. He looks to distribute the basketball more than he does score.
That's certainly where the Hornets can hurt the Grizzlies in the paint. That's what they did on January 6th. Moiso takes it away. Here's Pack. Pack kicks it back. Mashburn setting up the three.
Robert Pack plays with a lot of hustle. After corralling a loose ball, found a guy that's hot. Mashburn, 3 more.
Well, without Baron Davis, they are 9-11 up. Fake Strohmeyer Swift, strong move, and it rattles around and through by Stroh, the LSU product from Baton Rouge. Mashburn stopped by Miller. Pack with Watson draped all over him. Grizzlies trail by 8. Wesley with Dickerson on him. The dump down low. McGlure trying to back down on Strohmeyer, fading and a foul.
Jamal McGlure has gotten a lot better with his foot movement, body position on the box. Nice pump fake, goes to the middle, spin move, back to the baseline. Strohmeyer bumps him just slightly, but Jamal McGlure very aggressive early.
So McGlure heads to the free throw line. Swift earned his first, and you see the numbers for McGlure this season. One of the reasons why Eldon Campbell was expendable is because of the productivity of McGlure in his 3rd season out of course, Kentucky.
Yeah, McGlure, he's still growing. He's still understanding the NBA game, and he understands now that there's more responsibility on him, and he's putting in the extra time to become a good player in this league.
Earl Watson quickly ahead. Pau Gasol up top along with Mike Miller, Dickerson, and Strohmeyer Swift. Miller with 12 on the shot clock. He's yet to take a shot. Dumps it down low, Gasol, and Moiso was all over the back of Pau Gasol, no call. And it's New Orleans basketball.
And Moiso has been extremely aggressive on Pau Gasol on the box, bumping him from behind, really making it difficult for Pau to get good post position.
As you mentioned earlier here in the first quarter, that has certainly been the key and one of the things that they have focused on, being physical. Miller filling the lane. It's exactly what Hubie Brown talked about at the top of the show, the ability on the fast break to fill the lane, and he does.
He got out on the side like a jet, but it's always nice to get your first shot and have it be a layup.
Kind of calms the nerves, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes a little pressure off the second shot, gets you involved in the game. Expect his next jumper to go.
David Wesley knocks it down. You didn't mean that jumper, though.
No, not that jumper.
Okay, the other jumper.
Miller's jumper.
Right. 32-23 with 1:15 remaining here in the first quarter. The Grizzlies shooting 50%. New Orleans shooting 67%. Gasol, post possession on Moiso. The double comes, kick out. Here's Miller for 3. No. Your observation, your projection, I won't mention it.
Well, thank you for not mentioning it. It was a good look at the basket. Nice pass by Powell.
And Wesley fouled by Dickerson. And Dickerson earns his first, and take a look back at Mike Miller and his first bucket with the Grizzlies.
Well, look how quickly he gets out. Earl Watson takes 1, maybe 2 dribbles, and Mike Miller's already at the three-point line on the opposite end, ready for the layup.
One of the things that people fail to recognize about Mike Miller is that he is only 23. He's already in his third year. He was the second leading scorer for Orlando at 16 and a half a game. And also, and this to me is a key component, he has played in the playoffs 2 consecutive years. Obviously, his first 2 years in the NBA. As a rookie, he averaged better than 12 points a game in the postseason. And of course, last year he struggled because of injuries, played in just 63 games. But having that playoff mentality at such an early age is very important for a Memphis Grizzlies team that is trying to battle and move toward that direction.
That's extremely important. What he does is he brings a confidence to the team that other guys lack because he's been in those clutch situations before when there's all the pressure. So he's going to play dividends right away.
How about Mike Batiste? He is 6 for his last 6. 5 of 5 against Indiana. Knocks down his first attempt tonight. Wesley short. Offensive rebound. That has certainly been a key here in the first quarter. 7 second chance points for New Orleans already. The Grizzlies do not have one.
Paul Silas always likes to put the ball in Jamal Mashburn's hand. Last shot, let him create in the middle of the court.
Well, it's the Mash and Wesley show here in the first quarter. Mashburn, no. And Stromiles Swift just holds on to it. And the first quarter comes to a close. And the only problem is he's a little bit older than 14. You'll send one of your sons. Maybe Brandon, he can show up and get that basketball for you.
Well, I'm hoping the Grizzlies make an exception.
No.
And give me a basketball anyway. Come on, I would love to have a Grizzlies basketball.
Miller feeding down low on the post.
Dickerson was almost able to finish. Good hands by David Wesley.
Mike Miller knocks down the shot 15 feet away on the inbounds pass. And so Mike coming off of the bench, 2 of 3 with 4 points. Last game he played last Tuesday, that was against New Orleans. And that contest was in Orlando. He was 9 of 23, 24 points. 5 of 6 from the free throw line. The trailer, Robert, tractor trailer, misses on the spin. Here's Batiste, along with Watson, Swift, Dickerson, and Miller. Dickerson from the wing looking down low, puts it on the deck. Up top, this is Watson. Just underway, start of the second quarter. The Memphis Grizzlies trail by 7 after the rainbow floater. It is now a 5-point game, a minute into the second quarter. Earl Watson's got that down, Hawk.
Tough shot by Earl Watson. Robert Pack played good defense. It looked like Earl Watson was playing, waiting for the foul.
Kirk Haston, along with Pack, Brown, trailer. And Wesley on the floor. Wesley fills it up, another 3.
Good movement without the basketball by David Wesley. Robert Pack created in the middle. David Wesley faded to the corner for the wide open 3.
Wesley knocks down another 3. 2 of 3 tonight from three-point range, and a whistle and a foul. And a foul against New Orleans. It is on Hastings.
Hastings doing a little too much grabbing, trying to prevent Mike Miller from getting the basketball on the post.
Quick pass underneath, taken away by Trailer. Here's Pack, crossover, jumper, short. On the boards, Mike Miller takes it. And he puts it on the deck, driving. Swift can't handle, and a crowd gets it. And 1.
Nice recovery by Stromiles. But how about Mike Miller? That's a dimension he adds to the team, pushing it up. Nice left-handed shovel pass to Stro. Have to be ready for that one to jam that right away. Works out his way, has an opportunity to convert the 3-point play.
Foul on Trailer. Well, this is what's, to me, impressive about the move, because Batiste offensive rebound. And now a foul on Mike Batiste, and push-off. With that move, not only are you getting a player that's only 23 years of age, but also it's not only a move for the future, but it's a move about right now. And that, to me, is just a different mindset for the Memphis Grizzlies. They're thinking about right now as well as the future. And Miller can provide assistance right now. Brown from the outside. Miller taps it up. Corralled in the corner by Mike Miller.
And he can definitely give you that spark that you need, either coming off the bench or starting, which he eventually will be a starter.
Stroh rising up. The Memphis Grizzlies putting together a run, and that one-time lead of 11 is now down to 4.
Stroh having a big night. Hit 3 of 3 so far. Responding to all the fans, all the family members he has in the audience tonight.
Wesley pops out Miller, and a loose ball foul. Grizzlies on a 10-3 run over the last 250. Haston picked up another, his second.
Nice ball movement. Stroh recognizing Traylor was playing off him, raises up, shoots the jumper, gets 2 more. He's involved in the game.
Grizzlies now shooting 59%. Oh, Mike Miller with the flush.
Mike Miller exploding to the baseline. Defense cleared out. No one was on the box. He saw it, recognized it, took advantage of it. Quickness to the basket for the jam. It's a great start for Mike Miller. You can't show everybody everything you can do all at one time during one game. Hold a little back maybe until tomorrow night in Houston. He's giving it all to us.
Hey, there's no time for that. Grizz are down by 2. Show everything. Dickerson draped all over Stacey Augmon, who just checked in. Mashburn has 15. Pops in and out. And Dickerson with a rebound.
See Paul Silas right away after the run getting Mashburn back in the game. The Hornets don't operate as smoothly with him on the bench.
Watson, Miller fighting for position. Rises over Augmon. Feeling it. Mike Miller early on with the Grizz. Ties it up at 37. It's a 14-3 run by the Memphis Grizzlies.
And that's getting it done against a great defensive player in Stacey Augmon.
Trailer. No, Mike Miller rebound.
Mike Miller impressive all over the defensive glass.
Already with 8 points and 3 rebounds. Batiste makes the move, spins, ducks, got it. Mike Batiste. Inspired basketball. He's 7 for his last 7 of the last 2 games.
Mike Batiste has been playing so well. When you play that well, you get more minutes.
How about this here in the second quarter? The Memphis Grizzlies 7-7 from the floor. Improving to 64% on the game. And while the New Orleans Hornets are 1-7, and this is what we talked about, that impressive first quarter, but yet they reach that pinnacle too early, and New Orleans starting to taper off.
And you have to rest your players. Mashburn came out at the beginning of the second quarter. They started to stumble a little. David Wesley's out of the game now. He's your second leading scorer. So now they have to look for other players to give them some productivity.
Pack, no. Dickerson climbing up. Underneath, taken away by Batiste. Only 2 points from the bench of the New Orleans Hornets. Dickerson short. Batiste offensive rebound.
Grizzlies doing a great job of recognizing who the shooters are.
Mike Miller for 3.
Mike Miller still feeling it from the other night when he played against the Hornets.
5 of 6, 11 points. How good are the Grizzlies feeling right now about that deal? He has shown everything. Timeout. Nope. With 7:02. Person's going to check in, and George Lynch is going to check in along with Wesley. How about that?
Raises up, no hesitation whatsoever. He's in a groove. He's feeling hot. They're feeding him. He's making them count.
B.J. Brown along with Mashburn, McGlure, Lynch, and Wesley taken away underneath. The Grizzlies have silenced New Orleans over the last 3:40 on a 13-0 run, 15-0 run now. Watson feeling mighty confident. It's 44-37.
Grizzlies again capitalizing off the turnovers. They're getting it, looking up court right away. Earl Watson, nice finger roll.
Only 1 field goal here in the second quarter. That's their second underneath David Wesley in the post to end that 15-0 run. But the Grizzlies bench outscoring New Orleans 28-2. That is not a recent problem. It has persisted all season long. Miller, a rare miss tonight and a loose ball foul on Mike Batiste. In the victory against Washington, Hersey, the bench was outscored 30-9.
Well, Paul Silas, he's always been a player that relied upon his starters and played his starters lots of minutes. So he's not going to get the productivity off the bench as other teams will. So we take a look at Earl Watson with the finger roll in transition. I think Earl had better made that shot. There was no one back to defensive rebound.
Mike Miller, 11 points, 5 of 7 from the floor, 3 rebounds and 3 assists. George Lynch and Battier is there for the rebound.
You recognize the last 2 or 3 possessions.
Nice find, Watson underneath the Batiste.
Good pass. But the Grizzlies, they're making the players shoot from the outside that they want to shoot the basketball. George Lynch, Robert Pack, who's now on the bench. You want those guys to put it up from the perimeter.
New Orleans just 2 of 10 here in the second quarter. 2 of 11 now. Mike Batiste claims a rebound. Memphis 10 of 12 here in the second quarter, holding on to their largest lead. 7, trailed by 11. Strohmeyer Swift off glass, too strong, tapped up, loose ball foul. See the numbers, obviously, for the Grizzlies in favor of New Orleans. They have struggled mightily coming off of the bench, and we just received word that Kenny Anderson is here. Wesley Person underneath for the bucket. And that he's currently receiving his physical in the locker room. And then to tag that story, they said that he may play in the second half. McGlure left hand underneath, 7-point game. He was not scheduled to play until possibly Miami. Paul Silas said he actually wanted to have 2 days of practice before he put him into the fire. And a whistle and a foul, but they may not wait. New Orleans trailing Memphis right now. 2 games above 500 on the season, 29-27. Person fouled, and he heads the line. And tomorrow night they take on Detroit, an extremely important contest. And Wesley, a rare miss at the free throw line.
Well, I think it would be logical that you would wait to play Kenny Anderson after you get a couple of practices in. If you try to play him in the second half of this game, he doesn't know any plays, hasn't played with any of the players. He will be totally lost on the floor.
49-41. Mike Miller went through shoot around then after practice for an hour, ran through plays, and then got here early, running through sets. Mashburn has 15, but none here in the second quarter. And a whistle and a foul. And a foul on Shane Battier.
Well, that'll be Kenny Anderson's job when he checks into the game in the second half. Get the ball to Mash, get it to David Wesley, and get out of the way.
Well, you know immediately, based upon the fact that Kenny Anderson is a skilled veteran of 12 years, you have a little quick conversation with Mashburn, and it becomes a 2-man game on one side, and Wesley just waits on the other side in a comfortable spot along the 3-point line.
Yeah, the nice thing about it also is when you watch the Hornets offense, they run the same offense as the Utah Jazz. And Utah, they've been running it forever, so everyone's familiar with the high rub, the cross screen. So actually, I guess Kenny Anderson could come in and play.
I guess it depends upon the deficit. Jason Williams attacking, throws it up, doesn't go. Lynch on the leak out. Wesley, Battier gets back. Mashburn, 19. Well, with the starting 5 on the floor, certainly a difference maker for Paul Silas. A 4-point game. The Grizzlies have been impressive here in the second quarter, led by Mike Miller, of course, and now that second unit getting rest. Gasol looking for positioning down low. P.J. Brown handling them. Up fake by Gasol. 6 on the shot clock, 5 on the shot clock. Rises, fires, cans it.
Nice jumper by Pau Gasol. Nice patience. Took what the defense gave them, raised up, and made the jumper.
Grizzlies outscoring New Orleans 26-11 here in the second quarter. Mashburn back down, and a blocking foul on Shane Battier. I don't know if Hubie Brown saw it the same way, Hawk.
That was pretty close to taking that charge. Good defensive position. He was there. Doesn't matter. Did he flop before the contact was created? Tough to call. Could go either way. Shane Battier, he usually gets the benefit of the doubt on calls like that because he's so good defensively.
However, you're dealing with an all-star in Mashburn as Shane picks up his 3rd. Mashburn now already to 20 points. Wesley has 16. Talk about the combination of that small forward spot, having the offensive Miller and then the defense of Shane Battier. That's a great combination.
Oh, it's an excellent combination to have. And you can actually at some points play those two guys together, possibly move Shane Battier, let him play a little of a two-guard position, but it gives the other team a totally different look when you have contrasting players like that.
Here's Lorenzen, up fake, now backs down, spins McGlure, left hand, sweeping hook, no, tapped out, and Wesley corrals. New Orleans trailing by 4. Mashburn with 21 points on 7-11 shooting, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Back, spins, over Miller, no. Offensive rebound, McGlure, and a second chance for New Orleans. Grizzlies led by as many as 9, New Orleans by 11. McGlure back down on Gasol and 1. You hear Hubie Brown telling Michael Dickerson, great job out there, and he has played exceptionally well. And one of the things that, in speaking to Hubie Brown prior to the start of the game this evening, he said that, he's playing with confidence, which is great to see after missing the majority of the season. In fact, the last couple of seasons. Reversed by Mike Miller. 13 points tonight for number 33.
Mike Miller putting it on the ground, going to the basket, big enough where he can finish over bigger defenders.
Well, you certainly may see tonight at the 2 Shane Battier, Mashburn and 1. And you may also possibly see Earl Watson tonight now at the 2. Shane has 3 personal fouls, so that's tough. And Jason Williams, foul, that's his second.
Mike Miller drives right around Jamal McGlure, who was battling Powell on the post. But no one has figured out how to stop Jamal Mashburn. Still going to the basket. 3-point play.
Well, over the last 9 games, he's averaging 24. He's already hit 24. It has been Mashburn and Wesley, and that is it. Typically, they have Baron Davis in the mix, and that's why they're so deadly. But right now, just 2 games above 500. Gasol trying to get his. Nice scoop shot. No. And a foul. Loose ball on Lorenzen Wright. And Pau Gasol wants a call. And he cannot get a call. And that is why the discouraging look. Bonus situation.
Pau was working hard for the basket. Came up with a decent shot. But P.J. Brown, such a good defensive player. Pau Gasol is better off getting it possibly a little further out and putting it down quickly.
Yes. And also he has to realize, too, that he is not going to get those calls, and it has been a very frustrating period of time for Pau Gasol, who is used to getting the calls, obviously, in Spain, but that is not going to be the case. And he has done an excellent job over the last month of putting that behind him and just moving on. And he has excelled, but tonight just frustrated because New Orleans, as you would expect, playing very physical on him.
Yeah, he's done a good job.
Person and 1. And Wesley goes down hard, and this is not a good scene. Michael Dickerson already out this evening because of an abdominal strain, as Eric Hasseltine reported, and Wesley Person gets up, and that's a good sign.
How about Hubie Brown with the first person out on the floor? Nice spin to the baseline by Wesley. Everyone plays him for the jumper. They get up, they pressure him, they take away the jumper, and he's done a solid job of when they do that, put it down, go to the basket. As an opportunity for a 3-point play.
So Wesley taking his time as he heads to the free throw line. Did they just say?
They're calling a flagrant.
Yes, they just mentioned that. And so the Grizzlies now will get the basketball. With 1:47 remaining in the first half, and Memphis by 1 on a strong move by Wesley Person. You see his season averages. What is most impressive to me with Wesley Person, with him in the starting lineup, the Memphis Grizzlies are 9-5.
Veteran leadership, a player that understands the plays, executes them, hits big shots for you. When you have him out on the floor, you don't have to worry about Wesley Person. He does his job.
And a foul on George Lynch, and George not happy and shows his displeasure to Ronnie Nunn. That's his 3rd. And the Grizzlies by 2. And Lynch will take a seat in a bonus situation, so Wesley Person heads back to the free throw line. Wesley, since returning over the last 4 games, averaging 13 points, misses the free throw, and during that time 14 of 16 from the free throw line. So this evening, a rare sight, he is 2 of 4 as Stacey Augmon is in for George Lynch.
And that's the stat I like most of all, is the fact that he's getting to the free throw line. He's not totally relying on the outside shot. He's putting pressure on the defense by putting it down and getting into the lane.
Of the last 15 points scored by New Orleans, of course, 9 of them owned by number 24, Mashburn, 6 by McGlory. Here's P.J. Brown down low, working on Gasol. Spins, left hand, and it spins on the rim and then trickles through. 1-point game. Minute 22 remaining here in the first half, and Memphis by 1. Grizzlies shooting 61%. Hornets shooting 51%. In the corner, Person for 3. No, too strong, and the long rebound comes to P.J. Brown.
Good execution on the play. Wesley was supposed to come off a double screen. The defense played it. He faded to the corner. Good pass by Jason Williams.
Under a minute remaining. Stripped by Lorenzen, picked up Miller. Miller going to the hole. Ball taken away. No call. Here's Mashburn quickly ahead. Sealed by Gasol. Fading baseline. No. Offensive rebound put back and 1. New Orleans by 1 and a chance to get up by 2 and a foul on Lorenzen Wright.
There is no way that wasn't a foul on Mike Miller going to the basket. David Wesley, he's a good defensive player, has quick hands, but he comes right across the arm, as you can see there, all over the right arm. Mashburn misses the shot, and there's Jamal McGlory again. Offensive rebound, easy dunk.
The Hornets tonight, 16 of 19 from the free throw line. The Grizzlies are 9 of 12. If that's any indication. 2-point advantage for the Hornets. Gasol denied by PJ, has to come way out on the wing to grab it. 7 of the shot clock. Gasol and a foul. Well, you said get him out on the wing and put it on the deck and go hard, and he did, and a foul.
P.J. Brown, he's a great post defender, uses his body well, but he lacks foot speed, so Pau Gasol has the advantage there. Just put it down, attack, commit to your move right away. He gets to the free throw line, even though it looked like a good block by Jamal McGlory.
That's his 3rd. Gasol struggles from the free throw line. They persist, shooting just 59% in February. Coming up at halftime, we'll talk more about the big trade between the Grizzlies and the Magic. Also, we'll have a WMC news break. And, of course, our first half highlights. That's called coming up at halftime here from the Big Easy. Gasol misses both. Powell, 3 of 5 tonight from the free throw line. As I mentioned in February, 59%. Grizzlies, a chance to tie from the line, unable to do so. And Mashburn will hold here for the final shot of the first half. He'll flatten out.
After the shot goes up, you have to be careful. Put a body on P.J. Brown if he misses the shot.
Person contested, and the Grizzlies swarm the bucket. And the first half comes to an end. The first quarter was owned by New Orleans, up by as many as 11. You're seeing Mike Miller, the leading scorer for the Memphis Grizzlies, 13 points. Right behind him, Wesley Person. Pau Gasol had a chance for double digits in the first half, but he was 3 of 5 from the free throw line of the Grizzlies. Opening up the second half with possession of the basketball. Here's Lorenzen Wright down low, sealed by McGlory. Cutting, Person, no, too strong, and George Lynch snares it. Grizzlies certainly huge loss without Michael Dickerson. Playing 10 minutes, but extremely productive. 3 points, rebound, 2 assists for 3 on the outside. Mashburn misses, and Lynch touches it last. Memphis basketball, identical starting 5 for both coaches here to start the second half. New Orleans by 2, Mashburn and Wesley. Look at the combination.
Good first half by both those players. And Jamal McGlory also 13 points. Is a force on the offensive glass.
Lorenzen Wright, good sign over the last 4 games, shooting just 33%. He is able to knock down that jumper. Lorenzen has 6 points and a couple of rebounds this evening. Ties it up at 59. The Grizzlies are 3-1. since the All-Star break, playing exceptionally well. New Orleans started 18-10. Since that time, 11-17. Third place in the Central Division. Important matchup for them tonight, and the Grizzlies are trying to sweep the season series. Williams, here's Gasol, long-range deuce. Got it.
Gasol showing his range, pulling up from the top of the key. You normally don't see him shoot jumpers that far out, and he's showing us that he can make them.
He's had back-to-back double-doubles against Milwaukee, against Indiana. Down low, this is Mashburn cutting through. Lynch, top of the key. Brown, no. Offensive rebound, and corralled by Battier, and a jump ball. Powell extending his range, saying, I've had enough of you guys picking on me down low.
And shooting it with confidence. In transition, he's the trailer. Defense doesn't close out. He raises up, shot it with a lot of confidence, nothing but net.
Battier and Lynch, and controlled by Lynch after it was batted about. Here's Mashburn. It's a three. 27 for Jamal Mashburn.
Mashburn will continue to look at the basket and be aggressive. He has to score in order for the Hornets to win.
Well, in the first matchup, he had 30 points and a season-best 11 assists. Pau Gasol, rainbow shot doesn't go. Wesley in transition, up fake, gets around Gasol.
And that's why Jamal Mashburn is so dangerous. He can handle the basketball, he can run the break, find David Wesley on the perimeter, easy pull-up jumper.
David Wesley has 18. He has scored 20-plus in 3 of the last 4 games, Hawk. Williams finds Battier. Gasol wants it. B.J. Brown on him. 7 on the shot clock. 6 on the shot clock. Down to 5. Powell makes his move. Finds Battier. Wide open. Jay cans it. Battier, that's his first attempt. He has 2 points, and he has scored double figures in 3 straight games.
That's a nice pass by Powell, showing his maturity, drawing the defense, kicking to a wide open player.
Mashburn up top, using the screen. Battier hangs with him. Mashburn shot pops off the back of the rim and collected by Lorenzen Wright. Jason Williams in transition. Battier out of the wing. Here's Gasol. Gasol loses the handle. Mashburn poked from behind. Wesley takes it to the rim.
David Wesley, despite his size, does a great job of jumping into the defensive player in transition, forcing them to either foul him or give him the 2 points.
3-point game here in the third quarter. 8:33 on the clock. Jason Williams finds Wesley Person. On the inside, Lorenzen Wright squares up against McClure. Up fake, gets him to leave his feet. Left hand, nice move.
Jamal McClure finally bit on the pump fake. Nice patience by Lorenzen going to the left hand again. We've seen him several times get into the lane and finish with the left.
Lorenzen with 8 points, 4 here in the third quarter. Wesley. What a tough combination, Mashburn and Wesley. That's why when you add Baron Davis to the mix, they're one of the better teams in the East.
Yeah, David Wesley, he's the one player that doesn't get the notoriety that the other two get, but he's having a great season.
For the last 5 games, 20-plus, has 22 this evening. Williams, slicing left hand, rattles around the iron and through. Excellent move by Jason Williams.
Pretty move by Jason Williams. Breaking down the defense, getting in the lane, finishing with the tough left-handed shot.
Mashburn passes it up. Here's Lynch, dumps it down low. B.J. Brown, good. 5 of 7 now. New Orleans making 5 of 8 here in the third quarter. The Grizzlies 5 of 7. And New Orleans by 3. And a timeout taken with 7:14 remaining in the third quarter, and the Memphis Grizzlies trail. Jason Williams between the eyes ties it at 70.
The Hornets come out in the zone for the first time tonight. The Grizzlies burn them with the 3-pointer.
Wesley, shot doesn't go. Offensive rebound. Jason Williams with 7 points. Lynch to the cutting Mashburn.
That has to be a charge. Good defense by Shane Battier cutting off the baseline.
Person for 3, and the Grizzlies are lighting it up from outside. We claim the lead.
George Lynch finished with the layup. Couldn't get back on defense to find Wesley. Drains another three-pointer.
Memphis by 1. Here's Wesley. Down low on the bounce to PJ. Swarm. Offensive. It's got to be. No?
No, it's not. Shane can't get one tonight.
That's his 4th. I don't know. What do you think, Bob?
Well, he's inside the restricted area.
You're right.
For one reason. Then he reaches in right at the last moment and commits the foul. A good job by Shane. I like the fact that he didn't give McGlory the dunk. Make him earn it from the free throw line.
Moore makes first. Miller out on the floor. And New Orleans and the Memphis Grizzlies tied at 73 after the McGlory free throws. McGlory 6 of 10 from the free throw line. Underneath, Lorenzen right. Count it. Nice post positioning down low and goaltending. And Lorenzen into double digits. He has 10.
Lorenzen was able to come over and jump right in front of Jamal McGlory. Good body position, Powell. Long arms, good pass to him right underneath. Jamal McGlory. Offensive interference.
And a whistle. Tony Brown. And a foul will be charged to Mike Miller. And he disapproves. Memphis by 2 here with under 6 minutes remaining in the third. And you see how well the Grizzlies are shooting here in the third quarter. Overall shooting 63%. A phenomenal number and a phenomenal pace. P.J. Brown pick and roll and the shot falls.
P.J. Brown, nice jump shot. 10 to 15 feet, rolled to the basket. Mike Miller already with 3 fouls, couldn't commit his 4th foul.
And the Grizzlies also in foul trouble with Battier with 4 and no Michael Dickerson because of an abdominal strain. Miller charging to the basket. Gasol way outside. Wesley in transition, no. Tapped up by Williams, corralled by Miller. Here comes Memphis. Tied at 75. They'll set it up. Miller curls underneath. Miller, elbow jumper, good. 7 of 9 from the field, 15 points.
Looks very comfortable in the offense. Good job of setting up the play after not having anything in transition. Very patient offensively.
QB Brown said prior to the start of the game he was so impressed by the presence of Mike Miller. He said, you know, shooters and scorers, as Wesley knocks it down, he said they just have a sense about them, a gait. And he said Mike Miller has that.
Has a confidence when he steps on the floor. You know what he's going to give you. You're confident that good things will happen when you put him out there.
Grizzlies blazing a trail 75%. Mike Miller too strong over Mashburn. A rare miss tonight, 7 of 10 from the field. Here's Wesley, dribble drive, into traffic. Ball pops out, they'll reset. Mashburn wants it. Using PJ as a screen, saying PJ spin this way. Okay, leave me out here. Double comes. Wesley trying to get by Miller. 2 on the shot clock. Jacks it up. No. McGlory. Third opportunity.
Someone has to put a body on Jamal McGlory. He's been all over the offensive glass tonight.
And Wesley turns it over. David Wesley got into trouble. Threw it up in the air. And he tracked it down last. And you cannot do that. This is where the Grizzlies have struggled tonight on the offensive glass, but you knew that coming in.
Yeah, Jamal McGlory has been a big part of that. He already has 11 rebounds.
Yeah, double-double. Lorenzen right. No. And P.J. Brown, the Grizzlies have really been limited in second chance points. Just 5. Hornets at 17. Mashburn. And a foul on Mike Miller. And that is his 4th. Tied at 77 with 3:15 to go in the third quarter. The Memphis Grizzlies certainly in a tight spot right now.
Jamal Mashburn attacking in transition. Mike Miller commits his 4th foul. Has to be very careful the last 3 minutes not to pick up the 5th.
Mike Batiste on the floor. Mike Miller will take a seat. Swift, Person, Williams, and Gasol on the floor. Powell's got to get in a rhythm as Traylor comes on the floor. McGlure will get a rest. Powell's 4 of 11 points and just 2 rebounds.
Look at Mashburn to see the type of night that he's having as he drains another 3-pointer.
Well, you just can't leave him open like that.
No, and the 2 players that have guarded him tonight, Mike Miller, Shane Battier, 7 fouls between the 2 of them with 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
In fact, 8 fouls because Swift, or rather I should say Miller, just picked up his 4th, and Battier has 4. Gasol underneath. And it's Memphis basketball. 2:48 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Gasol has struggled tonight. 4-12. Brown's done a good job. Ow! That's what he needs to do. Use that quickness to blow past P.J. Brown.
He sure does, and he used all of it there, getting to the basket for the easy jam before the defense can come over and help.
Pump. Mashburn. Straight away look. Doesn't go. Gasol, that inspires him at that end. And his last touch by New Orleans. Gasol with a quick move.
Hubie likes to put the ball in Powell's hands with the shot clock running down. He has the quickness to get by a lot of power forwards. P.J. Brown, one of the best in the league, got around him with ease.
Talked to Powell about the trade. He said he likes it because he said hopefully it'll open some things up for me down low, which it should. Batiste from the outside. Shot doesn't go. Mike Batiste had been shooting the ball exceptionally well. That's his first miss of the night. He had recorded 3 of 3 from the floor, 5 of 5 against Indiana, and feeling mighty comfortable. He was taking a 3.
And I was thinking about Powell Gasol's comment. Of course, every big man wants it easy on them in the post. They love perimeter guys that can knock down shots.
Traylor loses it underneath. Traylor last night here locally, filling in on the sportscast. It was the tractor trailer show on the NBC affiliate here in New Orleans, sitting up there doing sports. Watson to Gasol and 1. Great left hand in the trailer. Commits the foul.
Sweet left hand. Powell shows his length. Tractor trailer was able to rotate over, just could not get to the basketball. Nice finish by Powell, showing his athleticism.
Has such great size, does Traylor. Maybe just a little bit too much size.
Well, if that's what you want to call it, I'll go along with that. Maybe a little bit too much midsection.
You played with him.
No, I never played with Tractor Trailer. No,
he wasn't there?
No, I missed Trailer.
How could you miss him? Memphis by 2, 82-80.
There's some good eating down here in New Orleans also. Yeah. So not very good for Tractor Trailer.
Or maybe it is good for him. Depending upon how you look at it. Here's George Lynch. Kicks it out. P.J. Brown. That's his range. He used to do that all the time in Miami. That's his shot right there.
And no one pays attention to P.J. Brown. He continues to find the open spot when players drive.
Strohmeyer too high. Turnover. 1:05 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Knotted at 82. The Grizzlies still shooting 60%. Hornets shooting 50%. Mashburn has been on fire. He has 32. Mashburn looks down low. This is P.J. Brown. All the attention coming to Mashburn, and now Brown has a dozen. George Lynch is the only starter, and not in double digits. In fact, he hasn't even scored. The bench, by the way, still only 2 points. Isn't that amazing? Strohmeyer underneath. Swift has 8 points.
Nice pass. Good communication between Batiste and Strohmeyer. Ball actually almost went in on his own.
Grizzly bench outscoring New Orleans 36-2. Mashburn blocked by Gasol. Picked up by P.J. Brown. Count it. P.J. has 14.
P.J. taking over the last 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter. That was Pau Gasol with the pass. I made a mistake earlier, said Batiste. Good pass by Powell.
Barely a difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Watson will hold it out top. Flatten out for Earl. Wesley on him. 6, down to 5 remaining. Forward. Earl Watson in the lane. Got it in Memphis. Charging back here in the third quarter. And out of bounds. And now the clock rattles off a little bit quick. It had a second and a half as he went outside. And then all of a sudden went tick, tick, tick to .4. And Ronnie Nunn talking with Tony Brown and Tim Donaghy. And Hubie Brown, extremely observant.
I think it should be the end of the quarter if Lynch saved the basketball. He threw it in the air. There was only 1.5 seconds left because he was out of bounds.
Memphis has possession of the basketball. Powell being directed to give it to Earl. And of course, with 1.2 tenths of a second now remaining, B.J. Brown comes up. Everybody's confused. Mass chaos on the floor at the end of the third quarter. Earl launches. Into the fifth row it goes. But at the end of 3, the Memphis Grizzlies. Extremely impressive third quarter. Know that Director of Video Coordination for the Memphis Grizzlies, T.J. Zanin, already on the list. He desperately wants that Memphis Grizzly license plate. TJ's been talking about it for a long time. Loose ball on the floor to start the fourth quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Mauricio gives it up, turns it over, and it's Memphis basketball.
That should be no problem getting 1,000 orders. If you have the Grizz Growlers, all of them will order one.
That's right. We have the Hawkins family.
Yeah, TJ will get one for him and the entire family.
That's right. They'll be driving around Pennsylvania with the Grizzly license plates. Tied at 86. Start the fourth quarter. And a travel. So New Orleans begins the fourth with a turnover, and Memphis begins the fourth with a turnover. The Grizzlies 8-7 against the East.
You can see Paul Silas forced to keep Jamal Mashburn in and get another fourth quarter. This is normally his time to rest at the beginning of the second and fourth quarter, but they played so poorly without him in the second quarter, they have to have him in.
Mashburn, no. Watson corrals. Well, their bench only has 2 points. I mean, that's ridiculous. Here's Batiste. Oh, no. Mike Batiste, that's his second 3. You don't necessarily want that on the floor right now. Not when you have Watson, Lorenzen Wright, Swift, and Battier. Too quick. Watson takes it away. Watson sprinting ahead. Lays it up and in. Memphis by 2.
Nice steal by Earl Watson. You're exactly right. I was going to say the same thing. Batiste early in the shot clock. He can get that shot anytime. Pass the basketball, get other players involved before you hoist that 3 up there.
One of the reasons why, and away from the basketball, a foul. Mike Batiste getting tangled up with Stacey Augmon, but early on he was so effective because he was hanging around the iron.
Earl Watson, quick hands. And Robert Pack trying to back away, set up the offense. Earl Watson, still easy 2.
Batiste just picked up number 4. And Trailer out, and McGlure back out on the floor. He has 14 and 11. Mashburn with 32 points tonight. Moiso stripped by Stromile Swift. Pack gets back. Slowing it down, speeding it up in the lane. Deflected. Battier in the crowd. Hammered. He'll go to the line. Stroh trying to put on a show here in front of his hometown crowd. How about Stromile at the defensive end?
Mauricio holding the basketball with one hand. A no-no. You can't do that. Stromile coming up with the steal. But instead of slowing it up, go all the way to the basket the way he jumps. Let's jump, force someone to block the shot. No one can get up there where he can.
McGlure picked up the foul, and that is his 4th. Brown in for Moiso, who has the only 2 that the bench has produced. A veteran team like this as Battier misses the second, down by 3. As this season ticks along and they head toward the postseason, their legs are going to get really tired, Hawk. if their bench doesn't start producing for them. And I'm speaking of New Orleans.
Yeah, especially Mashburn and David Wesley, guys that are pretty much doing everything for the team. But then you look at P.J. Brown, who plays a lot of minutes, who has to guard tough defenders every night. George Lynch, guys are logging lots of minutes.
Foul on Watson. Here's Stacey Augmon, the veteran up top. Finds Mashburn and one, and a chance to tie it. That's Battier's fifth. Mike Miller and Shane Battier have a combined 9 personal fouls trying to hang with the Monster Mash on this night.
Nice screen down, gets Mash open, but you never see this play called. Fouling someone after the jump shot. I don't know how much Shane actually hit him on the arm, but the shot was gone. It didn't affect the shot in any way whatsoever. But Shane picks up his 5th.
35 points tonight for Mashburn, had 24 against Michael Jordan. And Washington in their last game had 9 of their final 12 produced by New Orleans. Under 10 of the shot clock. Watson uses the Lorenzen screen, who peels off, and a foul prior to the shot.
Robert Pack played good defense the entire possession. At the last second, tried to reach around and get the steal. Created the foul. Now the Grizzlies, instead of shooting the ball with the shot clock on their back, up 14 seconds to get a good shot.
Watson up high. Robert Pack on him. Wesley trying to get freed up. Racing to the bucket. Lorenzen chucks it up, doesn't go. He was expecting contact and didn't get any.
A good help side defense by New Orleans, getting over and cutting Lorenzen off.
Shot doesn't go. Augmon over the back on Wesley Person.
Grizzlies catch another break. Jamal Mashburn wide open for the three-pointer. Shoots it front rim. Wesley Person, good defensive rebound position.
Deflected. Pack picks it up, darting, as Watson was unable to handle it. Here's Mashburn once again. Season best in early February, 39 against Washington. Has 37 now after that wonderful move.
How about the hustle of Robert Pack, diving for the loose ball, giving New Orleans another offensive opportunity.
The Grizzlies have played determined basketball tonight. Watson gets Pack to leave his feet. Charging ahead, and a whistle and a foul. Watson, 1-point game, 91-90 with 8:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. The Memphis Grizzlies have played exceptionally well. Remember, this is a team that has struggled on the road, 4 victories on the road, coming, of course, against Miami, Golden State, San Antonio, and then Milwaukee last Sunday in that order. Mike Miller adding a new dimension. Stromile Swift with the pick. Oh, and the flush. Styling and profiling.
And how about the flush, left-handed with ease. Oh, that was pretty.
Stroh, 10 points. Maybe he's even feeling a little bit more comfortable after the move, getting more time on the floor, with Drew Gooden, of course, sent to Orlando. Wesley up fake. Watson quickly closes. George Lynch. P.J. Brown, 16.
P.J. Brown continues to find the open spot. You want to play George Lynch one-on-one, make him score over you.
Memphis trailing by 1. 10 players have scored for the Grizzlies. All 10 that have played, 5 have scored for New Orleans. Mike Miller backing down, and a travel's called. And Miller disapproves.
Stromal showing quick hands again. Second steal in the open court. There aren't too many guys that can go dunk with these off the wrong foot. Thought he was going to dunk it right-handed. Dunks it left. Such an athlete.
He really is. Mashburn and P.J. Brown. And now David Wesley, the last 15 for New Orleans. And a 3-point advantage. 7:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. Miller curling. Augman draped all over him. Miller freeing up, looking for Strohmeyer underneath. Stroh in a crowd, puts it up, gets fouled. He'll head to the line. Strohmeyer does an excellent job of getting to the free throw line. 71% on the season.
A nice pump fake. Good pass by Miller to throw it up where only Strohmeyer can get it. Got 3 Hornets off their feet. Strohmeyer, nice night so far.
Grizzlies, for their 4th straight game, have just crumbled at the free throw line. They are shooting 60% tonight, 12 of 20, as Lorenzen Wright is replaced by Pau Gasol. They have been shooting in the 60 percentile range over the last 4 games. You cannot do that, especially on the road. 2-point game.
Yeah, those 6 or 7 points, or if you shoot your normal percentage, makes a huge difference, especially on the road when you're in a close game. You have to feel confident going down the stretch, stepping to the free throw line. Grizzlies
have won 3 of the last 4. Lynch dumps it down low. McGlure trying to post up on Gasol, just powers him back down and flushes it. That's just strength.
That's a big-time move by Jamal McGlure. Pure strength, backing Powell down right underneath the basket. No one comes over to help. Finishes with the lefty jam.
Strohmeyer, and deflected. No. New Orleans basketball, key turnover. 97-93, 4-point game. Augman brings it up. Miller on him. 6:30 remaining. Lynch, the only starter not to score. They haven't needed him. Wesley, good. An amazing number, because when you look at bench productivity, typically it means that you're going to win, but not the case for the New Orleans Hornets. They've been able to overcome that all season long. 10 of the shot clock.
With great individual play like we're seeing tonight.
Strohmeyer. So Swift playing aggressive basketball off the bench. Has 13 on 6 of 11 shooting.
Difficult shot by Swift. Good defense by Jamal McGlure.
Memphis needs a stop. Williams closes quickly, swiping at the ball. David Wesley spinning around him, goes right to the rack. He has 30. So 67 now combined, Nash and Wesley.
That was good defense by Jason Williams. Someone has to come over after that spin move and be there to block the shot.
Miller underneath, left hand, good. Miller with 17 points on 8 of 11 shooting.
And Mike Miller at 6'8" can go to the post. A big target that can score right-handed, left-handed, solid move there.
Timeout taken by New Orleans. They lead by 4 with 5:20 remaining in the 4th quarter. You see those 3 kids right there. They are actually from Oakland, California. David Wesley knocks down a huge 3. It's now 104-97. They have followed Jason Williams here. And a year ago, Jason Williams, after a game, gave them each a basketball shoe and signed it. Huge fans that, as you may recall, had followed Jason Williams all day long. And finally, he was able to get an opportunity to talk with them. And, well, this relationship is kind of built. And it's neat because those 3 kids have actually flown in from Northern California, and they love Jason Williams.
They love him, and Jason at least recognizes that and shows them the respect to talk to him, to give him the shoes.
Getting him tickets to games.
Which, a lot of players wouldn't do.
Yeah.
But what I'm amazed at is they're able to fly from the West Coast to New Orleans. I couldn't go to the Nets block without my mom saying, where am I going? If they get to travel state to state.
That's right. But it's a side to Jason Williams that few people know. And it's certainly a very gracious side that he has. No question about that.
It sure is.
6-point game right now. 4:45 remaining in the 4th quarter. McGlure hands it off Wesley. Double come to McGlure left alone. Gives it up to Augman. Fading. And Pryor. And a 3-second violation on McGlure. Grizzlies within range.
And a good defensive possession by the Grizzlies. When they needed a stop down by 6 points, they come up with a huge stop, forcing Stacey Augmon to take the shot.
Miller for three. No. Gasol taps it, keeps it alive. Miller batted it right through the fingertips of Swift.
And Mike Miller, great recognition. Couldn't corral the rebound, so he tried to tip it to Strohmeyer for the easy jam. Strohmeyer just barely missed it.
Miller, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists in his first game as a member of the Grizzlies. McGlure gives it up to Mashburn. Shot doesn't go. Mashburn, 37 points. Running the floor. Count it. No, just a foul. And the foul is on Augmon. That's his third.
You like the fact that Mike Miller, always anticipating, reading ahead, watching the plays. Nice touch pass to Lorenzen. He gets to the free throw line. And Mike Miller again making a nice play in transition.
Grizzlies' woes continue from the free throw line, 14-24. Hubie Brown mentioned that Mike Miller has a high basketball IQ, and he said it's extremely difficult to get traded in the middle of the season because your mind is playing mental gymnastics on you. And that is true, but Mike Miller has gotten into the flow in a hurry.
That's that high basketball IQ. If you know the game and can recognize situations, it makes you a better basketball player.
McGlure, Gasol closes, contests. McGlure once again, Powell all over him, and a big finish by Jamal McGlure.
Nice defense initially by Powell to come up with the block shot. But McGlure all night long showing his hustle, getting to the loose ball, jams it again.
18 from McGlure. Memphis trailing by 7, still within range. Miller wants the basketball. Augmon hovering. Miller has it stripped, and he wants a foul call. Mike Miller learning a little bit about the other side, playing with a playoff team in Orlando alongside Tracy McGrady. He might get some calls, but he'll learn with a young team like the Memphis Grizzlies. Those whistles could be swallowed sometimes.
Yeah, the Grizzlies have no respect, and they don't get many calls. And Mike Miller, now he's a part of that.
Trying to change it. Jason Williams. Person for three. Yes!
How smart of a pass was that by Jason Williams? He was open for the three-pointer. Saw Wesley Person, one of the best three-point shooters in the league, open in the corner, gave it up.
4-point game. Wesley Person has 16. Brown gets by. Jumper, good. 18 points for P.J. Brown. He's had a heck of a second half. 14 here in the second half.
And has shot the ball extremely well from the field.
Miller. Williams. Rotation. Plenty of time with the shot clock. Mike Miller puts it on the deck. Leaning. Got it. Mike Miller in the lane has 19.
The ball movement. Excellent by the Grizzlies.
Wow. When you look at the ball movement. Have you seen it like this yet this season?
It's been a while
yeah.
since I've seen them move the ball that well, that crispy. Look for one another.
Limited to one shot. Gasol, only his 4th rebound, but a key one. Lorenzen to right, trying to do damage down low in the lane. They'll clear out for him. P.J. Brown messing with him. Lorenzen fading, doesn't get the roll, kept up by Person.
Wesley Person almost was able to sneak in and get the offensive rebound.
Jamal Mashburn from every locale. 39 points, tying a season high. Mashburn tonight, 39 points. Pau Gasol spins middle, hook short. P.J. Brown, the Grizzlies tonight, 2 areas. Second chance points, 8. Free throw shooting, 15-25. They need a stop. They get it. Lorenzen right, leading the break. 3-on-1. Pau Gasol. Pow. 4-point game. How about Lorenzen?
Not bad. Your center running the break, making the right pass.
Memphis needs another stop. Mashburn with 39, tying a season best. Wesley, no. Person with the rebound. Williams into the front court, nearing a minute remaining. They closed on Wesley in a hurry, did Augman. Under a minute remaining in a 4-point game. Curling through Miller. 7 on the shot clock, looking for Wesley. He has PJ on him, 5 now, 4. Lorenzen backing down low, and 1. Oh, what a move, Lorenzen Wright. Instead of squaring up and taking the shot, he put it on the deck and goes strong to the rack.
Great move and great patience by the Grizzlies also. They didn't get what they initially wanted on the play, which was a screen off the baseline for one of the jump shooters, Wesley Person or Mike Miller. They saw the mismatch, gave it to Lorenzen. He went to work on the box. Now a huge free throw
to make it a 1-point game. Tonight, 1 of 2 from the line. Now 2 of 3. Grizzlies trail by 1. It has been Mashburn and Wesley. And in the second half, P.J. Brown along with McGlory. Looking for Mashburn. Miller has 4 personal fouls. Decides to go baseline and loses it. Williams on the far wing. Pick and roll. Turnover.
Grizzlies return the favor.
As Williams corrals Mashburn and a foul is called. The end result of that is that Mashburn heads to the free throw line.
Jamal Mashburn, one of the better free throw shooters on the Hornets, has always been very strong down the clutch in the crunch time, knocking down free throws.
We get cleared up on what occurred on the inbounds pass. Is that nothing happened? They decided no foul, no nothing. They just decided to play it over. So Mashburn makes the first. 2-point game, 26.1 of a second remaining. Mashburn tonight with 40. That's a season best for him. And also for New Orleans, their best offensive night produced. 41 points. 3-point game, 26.1 of a second remaining. Different options. Here's Gasol. Quickly back to J. Will for the tie. No. Lorenzen Wright. Kick out. They're looking for the 3. Wesley Person for the tie. Rattles in. Tied at 112. Wesley Person.
Only a shooter can get that kind of bounce. In and out.
19 for Wesley. Mashburn's going to hold it. Miller on him. Mashburn. 41 points. Mashburn. No. Tapped up. Overtime. Overtime in the Big Easy. Grizzlies have 10 players. 10 players that have produced. New Orleans has relied on 4 players. And that is it. Pau Gasol once again with a frown on his face. He's got to forget about it. It's overtime and it's tied at 112. He's not going to get the call. Augman gives it to Wesley. Here's McGlory. He's been tough to handle. He has 18 and 14, backing down, spin move, and it rattles in.
McGlory continues to get to that same move. 2 dribbles into the lane, spin back with the left hand, finishes again.
3 double-doubles in the last 5 games for Jamal McGlory. 20 points and 14 rebounds in the last 4, averaging a double-double, 10 and 10, and a whistle and a foul. And Mike Miller was fouled, and the foul is on to Wesley, and he picks up his second.
The Grizzlies, they're running cross screens for Mike Miller, trying to get him to the box. That's where the foul was committed. He misses the jumper.
So New Orleans comes away with it. In overtime, Memphis down by 2. Here's Augman. Augman on the back down, fading. Shot doesn't fall. Lorenzen Wright gobbles it up and sends it quickly to Williams. Ahead. Here's Miller. Spins. Oh, what a move! Mike Miller busting through with 21.
But the recognition to realize exactly where he was. Spin, lays it up off the glass.
He's 10 of 15 tonight. Are you kidding me? Deflected by Person. How many times have we seen that tonight from Wesley? Jason Williams operating now, pulls it back. The big three. Oh my! Between the eyes, Jay Will.
Wesley Person, smart defensive player. He's been guarding Stacey Augmon, George Lynch, guys that don't want to shoot from the outside. He's backing off of them, getting deflections. Jason Williams buries the three.
Tied, 117-117. Mashburn with 44.
Big shot, Nash answers. Jason's three comes back, knocks down another.
Gasol up top. Powell has 18. Here's Miller. Augmon on him. Mashburn mugs him, no call. Gobbled up by Jason. 4-3. Williams. Too strong. Long rebound and a recycled shot clock knotted at 117.
The surprising thing about that shot is that is actually in Jason Williams' range. He shot that ball with ease.
Well, Memphis is in his range and we're in New Orleans. Under 10 of the shot clock. And a whistle and a foul. And a foul on P.J. Brown. And Pau Gasol finally says, oh. But he won't go to the line. Mike Miller on the inbounds.
P.J. Brown has done a good job since early foul trouble, not committing a foul here until overtime.
He has 4. Under 10 of the shot clock, handoff. Jason Williams has it poked away. Wesley will stop and pop. Doesn't go. Lorenzen and a loose ball on McGlure. Grizzlies really crashing the boards here tonight. Memphis with a basketball tied at 117. 2:07 remaining in overtime. Miller trying to free up. Cutting Wesley Person. No! And a foul. And a foul on Pau Gasol and Wesley Person, a rare miss. He's 6 of 12 with 19 points. Gasol commits the foul.
The perfect execution out of the timeout. Draw up the play from Mike Miller. Wesley Person comes off the double, curls into the lane, but misses the layup. Execution was perfect.
Foul with this second. Here's P.J. Brown. Wesley unties it.
Can't get caught on those downstreams on Wesley Person. You're better off trailing, making him go into the lane, force him to put it down.
1:34 remaining. Miller wants it. Augmon. Miller backs down, spins, finger roll, spins out, picks it up, back in. Mike Miller, 23 large.
Mike Miller, good hustle. Ball landed right in his hands. Quick shot.
Mike Miller leading the way for the Grizzlies. 6 in double digits for Memphis. 4 in double digits for New Orleans. Mashburn fading, gets the roll. It's been that kind of night for Jamal Mashburn. 46 points, his career high. 50, that was in Chicago back on November 12th of 1994. It's been a long time. Underneath, Lorenzen, backing down. Ties it up. How about Lorenzen Wright here in overtime? And in the second half, he has 16 points.
How about the players stepping up on both teams? Coming up with shot after shot, matching one another.
Pau Gasol desperately flailing his arms. Miller all over Mashburn, and he'll go to the free throw line, and Miller picks up his 5th. 6th. That's his 6th now. So he fouls out.
Mashburn was pretty smart on the play before when he made the shot. All the way down the floor, he was looking at the official saying that he was being fouled, that he was being held. Next time down the floor, he gets it on the box, goes into the lane, gets the call.
47 for Mashburn. What a night for Mike Miller. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 11 of 17 shooting. 6 personal fouls, and can the Grizzlies overcome the loss of Mike Miller? Battier is on the floor now for Memphis. 2-point lead for New Orleans. Memphis Grizzlies tonight, 66 points in the paint. You see Mashburn, as I mentioned, his career best, 50. That was back in 1994. That was against Chicago. Grizzlies trail by 2. Jason breaking down on the dribble. Finger roll, good, ties it up. Great move.
Great balance. Stumbles, able to regain his composure and finish with the finger roll.
Jamal Mashburn once again had a chance at the end of regulation. This time Battier's on him. Mashburn holds it. Battier gave him the window of opportunity. Shot doesn't go. Put back, Mashburn got it. Battier looked over his shoulder. Mashburn made his move on the look. He missed, but the putback works. 125-123 with a second remaining.
Grizzlies should feel right at ease in these situations. Hubie Brown does a great job of running these situations in practice.
Here's Person for the win. No.